Hello.
Hello, it's a Wednesday and we're alive.
I wrote that it was Wednesday.
Alive on a Wednesday.
Can y'all hear us okay?
What a day to be live. Hi guys. What's up? How's it going? Happy Wednesday.
I removed all my hard drives from my computer.
He did
Dude's
it.
coming today. That's the update.
He did it. For those who are worried about Doig's computer, and for those who don't know what's happening, I'll do a little quick recap, which is that it died. We've been trying to fix it. We have a dude coming today after the stream to try and fix it, so fingers crossed. And for everyone who was worried about Doig losing his data, he's now removed the drive with all his data on it. So we got that set aside.
I took out a GPU. Let's go.
Oh, it's also May Day, you're right. Yeah, good job, Doig. He didn't even need my help. He just brought it in to the living room. He did it in like 10 minutes.
It's that Jonathan Coulton song.
Is there a Jonathan Coulton song where it's like, I fixed a computer in 10
1st of May.
minutes? Oh, 1st of May. Outdoor balking starts today.
That's the one.
1st of May, 1st of May. Yeah, Creep Blue. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, as you can see, things are a little bit different because the computer that we normally run everything from is dead and we have to try and resuscitate it.
Dead and gutted.
Yeah. Dead as a doorknob. But fingers crossed we can revive it with some good old-fashioned lightning strikes and electrical clamps.
You want to Frankenstein it?
Yeah, I do
We
want to
could-
Frankenstein it a little bit.
If it is the motherboard or whatever, we can maybe just rebuild it with the other components.
Yeah,
Get a new tower or something.
maybe. Whatever works. Like, whatever's going to be cheapest and also best. We'll have to balance those two things against each other. You know? But yeah, anyway, you may have seen from the title, there was a little bit of YouTube stuff we kind of wanted to discuss with people today. Whee! Animation. To see what people thought. Because Doug's been kind of unsatisfied about how we've been handling our YouTube channels. So he wanted to run some stuff by people. I kind of gave him my take on stuff yesterday. But we both disagree, as usual. So
Well,
getting kind of the opinion of people who might watch it.
It's more
Very
that
helpful.
I pushed in the past to split our channels because I felt like everything was burying our animated content or our animations on the main channel.
To take you back to the beginning, originally there was just one Doig Swift channel, and on that Doig Swift channel we would upload any animations we did, you know, any animated content, and we'd also upload any Let's Plays we did or tutorials we did, all in one place. And the problem that we started to see was that because it's, you know, much easier to sit and play a game for 2.5 hours and then have 6 episodes of a Let's Play, our channel began to become, you know, 10, 15 episodes of a Let's Play and then one animated thing. And then 10 to 15 episodes of a Let's Play and then a tutorial. And so Doig was worried.
We need a Thor-type diagram in Paint.
We do actually, yeah. Let me help you guys out with that. Here we go. So yeah, originally we had our one YouTube, and on that YouTube we had like games, animation, and everything else basically. Oops, I'm good at this, I swear. Don't even worry about it. Thor's got nothing on me. He may be faster, more accurate, and easier to read, but I have passion on my side. I'll just put MISC, you know, anything else. And they would all be on the main YouTube channel. And the problem that Doig started to see was that he felt like all the animated stuff, which was the stuff that he thought would really hit off with people, was getting buried by all these episodes of games and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So his solution was to split the YouTube into 3. So what it became...
We used to also stream to YouTube, so all of
Yes.
the streams would automatically get like saved and uploaded to the same YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Clarity.
So Doig's solution was to split it into 3 channels. To have a main YouTube, a YouTube for the VODs, where all the streams would go, and a YouTube for the games. So we'd have like a gaming channel.
Yeah.
Where all our games would go. And then each of these things would end up, going to the specific place.
Yeah.
So the aim was to grow the main YouTube channel, I think, and to give the other channels more of a chance to hit off, because people who were looking for gaming content would be able to find just gaming content.
Yep.
Rather than it being crowded with other stuff. And people who wanted, animation content also wouldn't have it crowded by other stuff. They'd be able to find just animation content. I think Doig was a bit worried that the algorithm was getting confused about what to recommend people.
Well, what was happening was people weren't watching the Let's Plays, but because they weren't watching the Let's Plays, they weren't finding or watching the other stuff as
that
often.
was Doig's theory anyway, was that because people weren't watching the Let's Plays, they therefore weren't watching any animations. And at the time, I wasn't really on board with this, but Doig was very insistent.
We'd asked for advice at the time.
Yeah, we asked for advice from some friends, and again, it was kind of mixed.
Yeah.
So the positives of this, and I think there were positives of this, were that stuff got really neatly separated out. Like, I personally think it's nice to be able to have a gameplay channel where the gameplay goes, and it's nice to be able to have the main channel more focused and less cluttered. It's also really nice to have a place where people can find the VODs and everything, right?
Yeah.
The downside is that animation takes a really long time to make, and so the main channel basically, the amount of times that we publish something new on that is very infrequent, especially because for the past couple of years I've had full-time jobs on all the time, so I haven't had time to make a bunch of indie animation like I used to when we first had the channel up. So therefore the channel just goes for a very long time without anything new being put on it, and when new stuff is put on it, it's often like a highlight video of streams or something.
Yeah.
Not really animation content anyway. And then also the games didn't see any more of a bump than they had before. Like, the gameplay channels still never kind of found an audience or took off or anything. And over time it's become something that we don't really upload to super frequently or consistently anymore, which may be part of the problem. But again, because of the full-time jobs and stuff, I've been having a hard time finding a regular time to play games, and it's just very costly to record them, then send them to an editor and pay the editor to cut them into episodes, and then upload and detail and describe all of those onto YouTube really consistently, like every day or two, and make sure there's always stuff going on that channel is like a lot of effort. The VODs channel, I think, has been really good. The only problem is that people often can't find it and don't know where to go to see the VODs.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Cool. You're not giving me a lot of openings here or asking me any questions about this. You're kind of just monologuing at the moment.
That's because this is meant to be a recap for people.
Right, okay, keep going then.
I was meant to be... What I was trying to do was tell people what we'd done in the past and why.
Okay.
So I could get to where we are today, and then you could ask people the question.
Okay, go for it.
So those were the problems that we found with splitting the channels up. That's it. I just wanted to get to the point where I was like, these are the upsides we've found, these are the downsides we've found.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. Like, I feel like having the 3 YouTube channels now was a mistake, and I regret doing it. One of the things that happened shortly after we did it was that live content that went to the channel got separated out into a different tab anyway.
Yeah.
So that would have cleared up our videos, like our videos tab for searching for stuff, like by third, like, because we were streaming daily, we had at least five videos going up on the channel that was pushing all of the other stuff down, in terms of like what was uploaded, but then that's now separated out, so that cleared that up. And someone recently said of like, oh, you're doing the old school thing of Let's Plays where it's like you put up separate like 15-minute videos. That's interesting. And I was like, wow, okay, is that the old school method of doing it?
Were they talking about our old stuff?
Yes, they were talking about our old stuff.
Because yes, we did do it that way 6 years ago.
And so I was wondering like if we approached it more like a big chunky video for Let's Plays, then that's going to displace the content around it less, because it's going to be less uploading we were uploading 2 videos a day at one point.
Before you get into details, what is the overall thing you want to do? Like you said, you thought splitting the channels was a mistake, but you haven't yet said that what you're going to ask about now is you're considering reuniting the channels.
It's just that I feel like what ended up happening is the main YouTube channel did have a couple of successes, and the audience on there has grown since we split them, mostly because of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine but it's Sonic video. And we were like consistent for a period of time on the gameplay channel, but that was tough to keep up. It feels like our efforts get kind of like they're split outward. I'm less concerned about what the algorithm does, and I'm more concerned about what a human person who's interested in what we do can find when they look for the stuff that we do. Like I just want to make it easy for people to find what we do, and easier for us to keep up on top of it and make it sustainable. So I think making the ask of people that if they want to see like the 3 different types of content, that they subscribe 3 times, etc. It gets kind of like, I don't know, it feels like it's confusing. Like it feels like if we had one place to be like, that's our YouTube. But honestly, I feel like we probably still need 2. One, like Barry does it, where he's got like one main channel for videos he puts up and one that's associated with his streaming. We probably should keep the VODs on the VODs channel. But I was thinking of merging like say we do a gameplay stream and the VOD for that goes on the VODs channel, but an edited version of it went on the main channel. It'd be kind of like, here's stuff for, watching, here's stuff for you if you missed it on the stream, kind of thing. Games channel is rarely used. It hasn't had an update since October 2023. That was the last episode, I think.
Yeah, and we have been playing games as a thing since then.
Yeah.
Like I've played Sonic Frontiers and completed it.
Yeah.
But the problem is that without us taking those VODs, paying someone to edit them, and then doing the thumbnails for them and everything and the descriptions and getting them uploaded, they stay on the VODs channel.
I feel like
they don't go to the gameplay channel.
I feel like I edited Frontiers. Am I just going fucking crazy?
I don't know, maybe. I can't honestly remember. I wish I could help you out.
Yeah, I would still keep them like an archive as well, Fusor, yeah. I guess I was just trying to see whether like remerging the game stuff. I was thinking of taking past series that we have, edit them together into one video and uploading one that's like, here's the series where we played this game as one video.
So let me do a little diagram of what you think we should.
I was so jazzed to talk about this.
Why are you not now?
You know why I'm not.
No, I don't. Why aren't you jazzed to talk about this?
It's fine.
Is it because of what happened before the stream?
Little.
Do we have to like confront the elephant in the room before we can talk about the YouTube
No,
stuff?
we should just talk about the YouTube. I'm just like expelling that.
We can talk about that afterwards if you want.
Sure.
Yeah? So let's focus on the YouTube for now.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what you want to do. So you want to have main YouTube, and VODs.
Yeah.
And basically abandon the gaming channel in favor of having games and animation on the main YouTube channel. And the way that you're going to avoid it becoming oversaturated with games is that you're not going to upload single episodes. You're going to upload big compilations taken from the VODs that we've played games on.
Yeah.
And then the raw VODs are going to go to the VODs channel.
That'd be my pitch, yeah.
So it'd be like...
So we don't have to be like, hey, do you want to see the Burden Bear play games? Well, it's over here. Because in the time that it's been there, which has been a couple of years, it's gotten like... I can't remember now. Under 2,000. Which might just be our audience. I don't know.
It might be. The thing is, like, it might just be that this doesn't take off, and that's fine. You know, you have to just be okay with that. There's only so much you can do, and sometimes if you keep shaking it up over and over again, all you end up with is something even messier. For example, because we uploaded all our stuff to our main channel initially, in order to get stuff over to the gaming channel, we had to delist a bunch of stuff on our main channel.
Yeah.
And then list them as playlists on the gameplay channel, so we didn't have to re-upload them to the gameplay channel.
Yeah.
Which means that no one can find them anymore.
Yep.
So it's become messier than we even wanted, because now it means that some of the Let's Plays people just are unable to find, because the only way for them to see them is to go onto the playlist tab on the gameplay channel and find the playlist that they're in, because they're not visible natively on the gameplay channel, not visible natively on the main channel. So if you now do this again, then you're moving stuff back from the gameplay channel over to the main channel. And the way that you're thinking you want to do that is by essentially just sandwiching them all together as a movie.
Yeah.
I think that I would rather have full VODs of games available on the VODs channel.
Yep.
And then edited highlights of those games on the main channel, rather than just everything sandwiched together into a 15-hour YouTube video.
Yeah.
You know, for example, if I were to play Persona 3,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a 100-hour movie or 4 30-hour movies on the main channel. I would instead want a nice, succinct, edited together highlight maybe on the main channel. And the problem is that's going to cost a lot of money, because you're giving someone hours and hours and hours of footage. Editors often charge by how much raw footage they're given.
Yep.
So you'd be giving someone hundreds of hours of footage and asking them to cut it down into tens of hours of footage.
Yep.
So it'd be very expensive. But I think that would be better than having just, we've smushed it together and now it's on the main channel.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I think that could be the plan. Like, it almost feels like if we make a decision now, there's almost like before the decision stuff that we've done and after the decision stuff that we've done. So like beforehand, if we have the like say a short hike,
Mm-hmm.
That's like 7 or 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would make a nice one video thing to put onto the main channel that was like, this is the time we played a short hike.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not 160 hours or whatever. And that was edited by Verdi back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't be a highlights of us playing a short hike. That would be Doig and Swift play a short hike.
Just the movie of it.
Kind of, yeah, just the movie of it. For stuff that we did before. Because someone asked in the chat there, is like, do you want to be Let's Players? I don't know how to answer that. I think we want to I want to play games with you on stream.
I kind of did once upon a time. Like, I really enjoy playing games and I enjoy doing Let's Plays. But I think it's proven to me the last couple of years that that's not something that I'm able to do right now. Because I can't do it all. Like, I can't do it all alone. Yeah. And I'm the person with the most interest in it. So Doig isn't super interested in playing, recording games and then editing them, doing the thumbnails and uploading them, which means that because he's not super interested in that, I do end up frequently doing it alone, and I just don't have the time. Like, it would be like a full-time job to record the games, edit them myself, do the thumbnails myself, upload them myself. I just don't have the time to do that. So I think that it's not practical for me to be able to do a Let's Play thing at the minute. I think the closest thing I can get to that is probably us playing stuff on stream and then maybe paying an editor to cut that down for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just have to worry about the thumbnail, the description, the uploads, which is still a lot, but it's less than than everything else. Yeah, you think the responsibility is going to fall on one person, and it's not going to work if it falls on Doig, because Doig doesn't have the passion or motivation to do a Let's Play channel, and it's not going to fall on me because I don't have the time to do the Let's Play channel. So therefore, I think it's
kind of
just
funny.
Not gonna...
I think it's kind of funny that, like, back when we did Let's Plays for Night in the Woods, the editing probably takes about as much time per episode as a short does.
Yeah.
And
that's because we weren't really editing them. Like, back when we were doing stuff like...
No, but what I'm saying is, I have taken upon myself my own initiative to do the shorts for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've changed as a person. I'm not saying that I want to video edit Let's Plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing with Let's Plays is there's so much more footage to look through that it's just like the time it takes to watch through and edit. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I do care, and I do want to. There's a lot of gold in them there hills, and the hills are just kind of like obscured.
Fuck the gold. Or do you mean the gold is in we've made
our
good
gold
stuff?
We've made good stuff,
Okay.
and it's obscured, and it pisses me off that
it's obscured because they're not getting many views, but Doig, you might do all this and they might still not get many views.
it's
And then you'll be frustrated again in another year and want to change it up again, and our channels will become messier, messier and messier every time. Nico Spud says, throw this out there to make sure it's covered. Why do you want to still do Let's Plays? I don't think Doig does, but I do because I just think they're really fun. I just really enjoy doing them.
well, I think
I've just always wanted to.
I think what it used to be is we would spend a couple of hours just playing a game together, like
It would always be me
stream.
pushing for it, though. It would always be me being like, we have to do a Let's Play to make sure we have episodes for this week's thing. Like, can I grab you to do some Dream Daddy, or can I grab you to do some, Night in the Woods later today? Can we spend 2 hours on a session later? It was always me pushing it all the time, and I'm too tired to do that anymore. Like, I can't... if I was teaming up with someone who was really excited about Let's Plays and really wanted to do them and was also like, yeah, fucking let's do it, let's put some time aside, then maybe. But the way that we work together, it's not like that. And I don't want to force it to be, because it's unfair on you and it's just going to make tension in the relationship. So I think the best thing to do is probably just to figure out a way to be able to play stuff casually on a VOD and stuff without needing to worry about structuring it like any kind of episodes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then finding a way to edit that down. And then I can kind of have my cake a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I get the fun of playing a game with you.
I like streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I like streaming with you.
Yeah.
I like playing games on stream with you.
Yeah.
I'm totally up for that.
Yeah.
And I've said multiple times, I want to stream that with you.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that.
I think the part of the Let's Play that was the least fun for me was all of that admin shit of, okay, we have to cut them down into 15 minutes. We have to edit out any audio stuff. We have to put a start and an end on it, and then we have to upload it, and then we have to schedule it.
Yeah. And
that was the part that was such a fucking time sink.
Yeah, which is why I would do it. And I actually quite enjoy doing it. But it's just, it takes all the time.
It takes all the time.
And I don't have all the time to put into it. Like, if I'm going to choose one thing to put all my time into, it's not going to be editing YouTube videos.
It takes all the time, and I will put it out here that the first series we ever did was Night in the Woods, and I was the one who did all the video editing and uploading and scheduling for that.
Yeah, it just ended up being me because we realised that, like, you hated it so much.
Well, the reason I did that is because you had a full-time job, and so it fell to me to do it.
Yeah, but eventually it couldn't be you anymore because you couldn't keep up with it because you hated it. Just, like, episodes would not go up on time.
I like the Let's Play part of it, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to put across is...
Like, I would get upset because episodes would not go up on time, and we were trying to keep a really strict schedule on it because you hadn't done it because you didn't care. Or you hated it. And so I took over by necessity, but couldn't handle the workload. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that we are now, I still don't have time to do it.
Nope.
I feel like I want to see what chat thinks, but I feel like we've been talking for too long, and now I'd have to scroll back so far to see what people think.
If you press up on your keyboard, it will go back through your previous messages and just post them again.
Answer says, what YouTube wants is so mysterious. It did used to be that it was ideal to separate all that stuff out into different channels. I think at that time was when Doig decided to do it, I think. Back when it was meant to be beneficial to do that, that's when Doig was like, we should do it.
What was that question?
It wasn't a question. Answer was saying at some point it was beneficial. Like, it did want you to have to separate out the channels a little while ago. And I was saying, yeah, I think that's the point where Doig was like, this will be beneficial.
Yeah.
To do that.
But when we separated out the channels, we had about 12,000 subscribers. Our channel is now at like 43,000 subscribers. Like, I think we're in a different space.
Yeah, but that's only because of that one Sonic video.
That was a big part of it. That got us to about 35.
Yeah. Let's see.
I feel like there's a bunch of people now who are interested in who we are by our characters, who are like, I love the shorts, that they're like, they don't know that there's a bunch of gameplay that they could be watching. So part of me is like, okay, they're going to watch a short, they might stick around to watch us play a game.
Yeah.
Etc.
Fuzo says, I would keep the full unedited VODs separate just due to the frequency and length of them. Just treat it like a simple archive. And yeah, I think we're both agreeing with that, right? Like, the VODs archive is really good.
Yeah. Martina asks, is there any point where we would take over the VOD channel from her, I think? Oh,
right. Yeah, definitely. If it's becoming like a bit too much for you, Martina, we would definitely take that off your shoulders.
If there are other people that you're wanting to help more, then I completely understand. I think I would probably take that on. Out of the two of us. Doig and Swift. A VOD channel would be awesome. A VOD channel exists.
Yeah, we do have one. Which is part of what the struggle is like, a lot of people don't know about the channels that we have. Jacksepticeye's putting up like 8-hour episodes. Well, like gaming episodes. That's pretty cool.
It would help if you kept track of when you unmute the mic. Big help.
Yeah, like putting chapters in the VODs and stuff.
I can make a button on Stream Deck that will do multiple actions. It'll create a marker and also unmute our microphones at the start if you want.
That would be amazing. Because the only other way I can think to do it is just to have someone that we like employ to upload and marker all that stuff, which would be amazing. But we absolutely can't afford to employ someone to do it because it would be like every day.
To do what?
To upload the VODs, to keep our channels organized, to edit our Let's Plays, to chapter mark everything on the VODs and the Let's Plays. Yeah, Nico Spud says, it sounds to me as an outsider like the only way you could maintain Let's Plays at the minute is, in a full way, is to hire another editor, which I get the impression is not an option. Yeah, we can afford to pay an editor every now and then to do something, but I don't think we can afford to pay an editor like part-time to full-time. I think if it was possible to just stream the game, then timestamp when the breaks are taken or whatever, so you can cut them out to minimize your editing load is a way to do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I think I'm almost caught up. Cool.
So yeah, welcome over, Waste Rat. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you love the you like the idea of a VOD channel existing.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, can you put in markers yourself while streaming? If we can do that, Doig.
Yeah.
Do those markers translate through to YouTube when they're published? Or do they just, like, how do they work?
They're actually like, if you go back to the highlighter thing on Twitch, you can see where the markers are there, but I think Martina's hitting the money on the head that she's on the money there with that. It'd be cool if it exported out to something else where you can just read them.
Could we do that?
Yeah.
Definitely setting that up would be huge. I'm gonna write it down here. Setting up.
I think having maybe a main strong thumbnail for, because it's a lot of work every day for Martina to make a new thumbnail.
Yeah, it is.
I think if we had like one strong like VOD thumbnail.
One strong VOD thumbnail.
And like put more focus on what we're naming the stream, it might be better.
But wasn't one of your whole problems with the VODs channel the fact that there was only one thumbnail for it and you hated that? Like, you previously were really annoyed about the fact that there was one thumbnail with just a date changing and wanted it to be different every day.
Well, I think it's double-edged sword. I think if you I think, and I might just be speaking for Martina, I think Martina's run out of steam a little bit on making the thumbnails for the VOD channel. So well, I'm trying to see where we can be efficient and like make...
I think that I think it's good to have a different thumbnail every day.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit difficult not to run out of steam on something where every single day we're in the same environment chatting.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many things you can do.
There is only so many things you can do.
Especially if Martina's making the thumbnail at the beginning of the stream because she doesn't know how long we're going to go on for. Like, if we could go on into the afternoon when Martina can't stick around anymore, like, sticking around for the entire stream just in case something funny happens that can translate to a good thumbnail.
Yeah. So maybe we should take up that mantle again.
Well, maybe instead we could do a thing where we're like, when we think there's a good thumbnail moment, we can tell Martina what we think that is, and then Martina can make it after instead or something.
Yeah.
Rather than during. I don't know.
That sounds good.
You know, or we could just have a let's do a thumbnail today thing. You know, it won't be anything to do with what's happening on the stream. but you can get your wiggly camera out and stuff.
Yeah. Like we used to have that thing where it would freeze frame the stream at a kind of cool moment. So maybe we could do like thumbnail moment that doesn't interrupt the stream, but like people can be like, that's a cool thumbnail moment and redeem it or something.
I think as well as that though, putting together an archive of pre-existing assets for Martina to use in the event that she doesn't want to have to screen grab from the screen to make the thumbnail would be good. We can have different locations around the ship as backgrounds, because you can just fly the camera around and take screen grabs, and then we can do poses of our characters and have them all put together in an archive for Martina to use however she wants. And then in the event where she's like, I either don't want to stick around for a thumbnail today, or she's like, there wasn't a good one, she can grab some of those assets and just slap them together into something.
Yeah.
You know, we had kind of one at one point, but I think it was not great.
Yeah, we could do a better one.
Like, it was very hastily put together, and I think it wasn't the most usable. For one thing, I think, rather than being separate images, it was all in one Photoshop file.
Yeah.
And you just turn layers on and off, and it's like, it'd be much better for them all to be separate images.
Yeah. I'm in agreement on all of that.
Okay, let me write it down. Asset pack for thumbnails.
Yeah,
You know, and if you're okay with VODs going up with a default thumbnail and then Martina replacing it later, then we can always do thumbnails after the stream. Like, not like a week after, but like, it doesn't have to be before the stream ends that we get the thumbnail, you know?
How would you feel about, this is a completely different tact.
Yeah, Martina says you guys can make thumbnails. I'm not available that day.
Yeah. Because the use of the YouTube VOD channel is that it archives stuff longer than the 60 days that Twitch does it. But a lot of people watch our streams after the fact on Twitch, which sort of like negates them watching them on YouTube in the moment. So being able to find stuff later, I think we need a way that people can search and find stuff, and it's organized in a way. And part of that, I think, is going to be by title.
You basically want to get better at doing YouTube video titles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm up for that, but I don't want to do the fucking clickbaity things.
No, I don't want to do clickbaity things either. I'll give you an example. I went to look for Sonic Frontiers videos on our channel, and discovered that when I searched it from the point of view of someone searching our channel, it came up with one video, and there's been 6 or 7. Now, part of the reason for that I discovered is because they're unlisted, which is why I brought this topic up to you yesterday, which was that I was like, I think we need to figure out what we're doing with YouTube, because
people can't watch our Sonic Frontiers VODs currently because they're unlisted.
Yeah, and I think they're unlisted because I think I edited them, but I couldn't find them on the gameplay channel either.
So here's another thing. Okay, this is just a general thing for you. You need to be more organized.
We need to be more organized, but yes.
I mean, with your editing specifically. Because I've sat with you and edited stuff with you, and you can never find anything. Like, you can never find where you saved your edits to. You can never find where you've exported them to. You can never find where you're downloading them from. You can never find the assets that you're trying to use in them. Like,
I have a folder for that now. If you're talking about the shorts, I have a folder for that. If you're talking about video editing before that, yes.
I'm talking about both.
Okay.
Like, your editing process is really chaotic. I'm not saying it to get at you. I'm just like, literally, you need to set up like really clear folders that you stay consistent with where you download stuff to, so you can always find them.
Yeah.
Because, like, at the minute, it's making it so much more of a hassle for you to do.
Right.
Like, you say you don't know where the Sonic Frontiers edit is. It's like, yeah, it'd be great to be able to find that and see if you've even exported them. And if you have exported them, it would have been great if you'd uploaded them. But
right.
neither of us know what the status of that is at all because it's somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, are the Outer Wilds DLC VODs also unlisted? They may well be. I don't know whether all the gameplay ones get auto unlisted because...
They don't get auto unlisted. I think Martina was unlisting them.
That's kind of what I meant.
That's
like,
not auto though. I think
well,
you mean by pattern, by rules.
Get
yeah.
unlisted on auto by Martina.
Okay.
Because she knows their gameplay.
Yeah.
And therefore assumes that we're probably going to want to use them for the gameplay VOD. Sorry, the gameplay channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martina says I didn't unlist Sonic. Yeah. This is part of the problem is, like, I think we all just need to be on the same page with what we're doing with stuff.
Yeah.
Because the fact that we have no plan and are extremely chaotic is what means people can't find stuff that we've done.
Including ourselves.
Yeah, including ourselves, exactly. Exactly. Like, it's hard to get on top of this stuff, but if we can get on top of this stuff, he's left.
Just trying to get Kuma on my knee. If we can get on top of this stuff, yeah.
Then it's going to make everything a lot easier in the future to stay on top of it.
Yeah, I think with the stream machine...
Yeah, go on.
That we're getting, I was figuring we could maybe use that as the video editing machine. For stuff like this, because it's the thing that's going to be... We could like record at the same time, so we don't have to download masses of stuff, and then because it's recording and saving to a pretty big hefty hard drive, it's there and we don't have to like shift it around or anything like that. Edit on there, upload from there, we need to delete it from there and stuff. Oh, good boy. You looked comfy for a bit there.
Yeah, he did. Sorry, we were both picking up the cat, but we're also still having this conversation.
No swears in titles. Yeah. Have we been?
I don't think so, but I think it's just like a rule.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever he's affectionate, it's like, oh my gosh, quick! It's a 10 minutes in the day when he's going to be affectionate. Monopolize on it. Monopolize on it.
Easy go, boy.
Yeah, Cookie Dictator says perhaps starting the new machine with good habits for organisation will help for the long run. Yeah, I honestly think.
Oh, dumb shit Thursday. Okay, I'll censor that then.
I honestly think that getting the stream machine is going to be a nice kind of life divider where we get to be like, okay, fresh new thing. Let's start doing things a fresh new way.
Yeah.
We just need to keep up with it. But we also need to make sure that the stuff that we're putting out, we've planned for it to be as easy on us and the people working with us as possible. You know? I think that's the main thing, is like, how can we get the most bang for our buck and make it the best viewing experience without having to like bend over backwards and break our backs to make this happen?
Yeah, because ultimately we're not YouTubers. We're artists and animators who happen to have a YouTube channel, who happen to have a Twitch channel.
Yeah, I don't want to ever be thought of as a YouTuber, but I do enjoy uploading things onto YouTube and making things for YouTube and sharing things on YouTube. I really enjoy that, and I want to do a good job of it. And I want people to be able to find the things that we make easily and enjoy them. Yeah.
I agree.
So, you know, in the end, I think I'm coming down on the side of I think it's a good idea to not archive the game channel, but like step away from it and have all the game VODs go up on the VODs channel.
Okay.
And all the edited game videos go up on the main channel.
Okay.
I think where we're differing in opinion is just what form those edited videos are going to take when they go onto the main channel.
Yeah.
I also think when we upload gameplay VODs to the VODs channel, it would make sense to have a gameplay VOD thumbnail template that is different to the usual VOD templates, so people can easily see which ones we're playing games in.
Okay.
And which ones we
I like
aren't.
that.
And I also think that when we play games on the Twitch channel, we should do less just chatting beforehand.
Okay.
Although chapters will eliminate that a little bit, actually. It should be okay. I just know it's really frustrating when someone's like, I'm going to play Sonic Frontiers. And then we spend 2.5 hours chatting and throwing things around the overlay.
Yeah, but then I would say if it's a VOD, then someone's like, I'm watching a VOD of the stream where they played this game. We would take that gameplay and make a video out of that. That would be, this is us playing Sonic Frontiers, that would start immediately.
I would still also want those chapters in there though. So when people are looking at the VOD because they want to see everything, they can skip the preamble and get straight to the game.
Yeah, because I think it's important on Twitch to do just chatting stuff beforehand, because that's the point in the time and the space where people can, we read chat and we respond to it.
We also need a gaming setup on the stream where it disabled stuff like bombs.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I love playing stuff on the stream, and I had a really good time playing Kingdom Hearts. But I think Kingdom Hearts would be a really chaotic viewing experience for anyone who wasn't just there at the time. If we ever edited that together. Because it's got so many things happening over the top of it because of Scrungleness that it gets interrupted like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So having a setup where when we're gaming, it maybe like deactivates some of the stuff that you can do with the overlay and enables other stuff so that it's more focused on that would be cool.
Yeah. Switches track kind of from one experience to another, one type of interaction to another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the difference I think in our opinions lies in how the edited gameplays should be uploaded onto the main channel. Like for me, I think it should be like a highlight. I think if we play a 100-hour Persona game, those should be edited down to like hour-long, 2-hour-long chunks. Not just have the beginning and end of each VOD cut off and then sandwiched together into like 10, 30-hour chunks.
Okay.
But you think that they should just be sandwiched?
I would cut out the chatting beforehand. I would cut out any breaks that we took and any interruptions, and then I would sandwich it together in like chapters almost. Like let's say we did what game do we want to play soon?
Persona 3. ReFantazio. That's probably going to be a really long one. Like Yakuza.
Okay, maybe we do like, you know, the prologue is one video or something, or like I don't know. I don't know how it breaks down. How would you guys
want to watch us play Yakuza?
How would you want to watch us play?
Let's say that we play Yakuza, and you guys have access to the entire VOD on the VOD channel, right? So it has us just chatting beforehand. Then we're playing Yakuza. You know, we take breaks in the middle. We play a long session of it, and we end the VOD, and that VOD's on the VOD channel for you all to watch. How do you think it would best appear on the YouTube channel? Do you think it would be better to have like a 6-hour VOD cut down to like an hour highlight? Or do you think it would be best to have the 6-hour VOD cut down to like a 5-hour, we cut out the breaks and the beginning? Yeah, Fuso, that's true, but it's something we'd like to do in the future, I think. We're kind of trying to set ourselves up for what we want to do going forward. And I would love to be able to play more games on stream.
Like, what if we had like the interruptions that breaks, like, because we could, the same button that we create for we are taking a break. Sorry, we have started chatting for Stream Marker and we're taking a break for Stream Marker. We could just stop recording on. Yeah,
we could, but like then I start feeling like if we have stream markers in for people to easily skip those parts anyway, what's the point in us putting the time into just editing them out and re-uploading basically almost exactly the same video onto a different channel? You know?
The point of putting onto a different channel is that people who are subscribed to that different channel see it.
I don't really want to just upload the same thing to both channels, though. But let me read out what people are saying. Removed Fiddle said, I would watch the entire VOD because Yakuza is a masterpiece and should be enjoyed in its entirety. And Onster says, you can honestly keep it all in and highlight the whole series for the main channel later on. Kaz says, I like long form. Onster says, I do watch long form VODs on YouTube. They make good work noise. Ben says, I'd say just timestamps. Sometimes people like seeing those extra bits. Sometimes people want to skip them.
And give them the choice with a long video.
Benry says, I like how cozy your streams are in general. Cutting it dilutes that a bit. Let's see. Also, YouTube Player is more easily accessible on mobile. Director cut with Onster commentary.
Because the highlights video...
Alienly says, to be fair, I'd watch the whole thing.
The highlights thing could just be clips that people have clipped during the long play.
Lovesick says, yeah, I agree with Onster. The VODs are already going to be long form and folks putting it on might just want something that'll last in the background. And Nico says, I wanted to watch specifically a playthrough of a game. I would typically binge it. Having clear breaks is nice because I will rarely finish watching something like that in one sitting. But long form is how I would watch it. Don't worry, fam, we've already got like Yakuza. So, are people saying that... Like, I want to clarify what you guys are saying to make sure I understand. So, are you guys saying that we would have, like I said, the VOD on the VOD channel with the chapter markers, and then we'd wait until we completed the entire game, and then put the entire thing as one huge video on the main channel? Like, what are you saying you think should go on the main channel, if anything? Because the answer can easily be, why bother putting it on the main channel? Maybe you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys think should go on the main channel? Say we have a 6-hour Yakuza VOD, or we have the whole series on the VOD's channel.
Because alongside all this as well is there will be shorts, which will be small pockets of moments that will feature you playing games.
Mm-hmm.
That will go on the main channel.
Right, so Onsa says, I think you could put the entire thing as an edited highlights compilation on the main channel and as the raw VODs on the VOD channel, which is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of effort to edit. Like, that's what I think I would prefer to do.
Yeah.
But I also admit that I think that would be very expensive because you're taking, again, a 100-hour game and trying to edit it down into just the highlights.
We'd always do a thing of...
Teeb Comic says, I don't really think it needs a main channel version either.
Who said that?
Teeb Comics. Removed Fiddle says, I think a summarized or shortened finished gameplay on main channel would work well. Heki says, I think it should definitely go to the main channel just for posterity. Teeb says, I think only highlights on main channel.
Okay.
Yeah. John says, I'm with Onster provided you want to do the editing. I don't think we would want to do the editing. It would be too much work. We'd have to hire someone to do it. Martina says, we've got to do the thing that takes the least amount of effort. The thing that would be the least amount of effort would either be not uploading it or just doing what Doig wants to do and cutting out the breaks, the intros and the outros.
Yeah.
But then I'm not sure that's even really worth the effort for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like imagine the expense of asking someone, either Kiralee, who's edited for us before, or Todd, who's a very good editor, to like go through 100 hours of raw footage and cut it down to like a 3-hour best of.
Yeah.
You know? Do we watch Even and Caitlin? They upload 3-hour VODs on one channel and then I've edited 20-minute highlights on a main channel. I don't, but that's the kind of thing I'd like to do.
So,
How about starting with the least amount of effort and seeing how it's received? This was something I maybe suggested yesterday to Doig, was if he wanted to do something like that, maybe we could do it for one series that we already have recorded and just see how it does. Like, pay for the editing on one series, like Night in the Woods or something, and then see how that does if we upload it.
For context for people, we have a few 100+ episode Let's Plays from the olden times, from like 2017. There's Night in the Woods that's like 118 episodes, and then there's Hollow Knight that's about 180 episodes, and it's a high chance that you've never seen them. It'd be like trying to what would be the best way to honor their legacy is what I was also trying to figure out, because at the moment they're unlisted and on a playlist on the gameplay channel, but it's not, you can't find that unless you know it's there. So for the people who don't know it's there, what would be the best thing to do? Because all of the videos were uploaded to the main channel. Like, we could literally just publish them. I don't think we should do that.
No, especially not because we already did publish them on that channel, and then we unlisted them and moved them to a different channel. And now you want to unlist them from that channel.
They were never moved.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
Let's see. Benry says, I want to edit Night in the Woods into one long ass movie, such a comfy playthrough. Waggles eyebrows at you. I think that's kind of what Doig wants to do.
Like, Benry is someone who's like a regular here now, who specifically knew about that existing, went and watched it and enjoyed it. And I feel like that Let's Play, that series deserves more Benrys.
Yeah, but Martina's also got a point, which is you've got to think of the fact that the audio's improved greatly in the past 2 years, and going back 5 years might be a shock to some people. Like, if we're going to put an edited together Let's Play on the main channel, choosing one which has good audio quality to make a good impression, I think is a good idea.
Yeah, Benry, when I say we unlist them, they are unlisted. You're able to watch them because you're watching them through the playlist that shows the unlisted videos. Like, they are already unlisted because you can't YouTube search them. If they were like, if the YouTube description or something was like, we played Night in the Woods when it first came out, then people would be like, I get it. Sorry for audio.
Cass says, can I be honest, I get put off by short form, so I've not really watched your gameplays. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. That's part of what I think we're thinking of solving.
Kaz, they're really cute though.
Well, short form was very popular back when we made them, and we were kind of just copying what the Grumps were doing.
Yeah.
TBH, because we didn't know what to, like, we don't know how to do Let's Plays, so we were like, we'll just copy what the Grumps do.
We had Grumps heads. It was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. But now I also enjoy long form much more, because it means I have to change YouTube video less. So, you know.
Yeah. Like, they were cut down to 10 minutes. So what's 10 minutes times 100? 1,000. How many hours is that?
It's a lot of hours, man. Like, Night in the Woods was like maybe 30 hours or something. Hollow Knight was longer. You know, we've put a lot of time into playing them, so they are long videos if you sandwich them all together.
Yeah.
Oh, Coffee Corner, no worries. Thank you so much for raiding. Sorry that you raided in the middle of us umming and ahhing about stuff. Let's see. Also, long form is great. Editing down is a lot of work. It's true. It's true. Like, there were some people saying, though, is there even any point uploading it to the main channel if you just have it available on the VOD channel?
1,000 minutes is like 16 hours. So 16 hours could be one video.
It could be.
One chaptered video.
Fuso was saying, I think I might have read this out, but in case I didn't, and my brain is blanking, Fuso said that we could do sandwich together long form videos for the old stuff, and for the new stuff do more like edited highlights.
Yeah.
Because I definitely think, like, I feel like with games like Yakuza and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I've never played it, but don't spoil anything, chat. I suspect that Yakuza can probably be divided into chapters or arcs pretty easily. Like, I feel like there'll be story things happening in Yakuza that provide very clear divides. And then we could do edited videos to just be like, this is this arc. This is this arc.
Yeah,
This
I
is
like
this
that.
arc. So rather than have one long, this is all of Yakuza 0 video,
Yeah.
we can have, here is a 3-hour video highlight of what happened during this story beat.
Yeah, I like that.
You know? Again, it would be
Yakuza
expensive.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, it'd be expensive to do, but we could maybe do it.
Well, here's the thing. If they go onto a channel that is getting... it balances out, you know? Like, if it goes onto a channel where it actually gets seen, then it starts to pay for itself over time later. You know what I mean? But if it goes to a channel where it's not getting seen, editing is expensive because nothing is going back into that pool.
Yeah. And I'm fine with pouring money into something I enjoy.
I know you are.
We don't have a lot of it at the minute. Because of taxes that are going to hit us next year. We just have to keep like 90% of our money set aside for next year.
Yeah.
Kaz says Jacksepticeye has been uploading whole Soulsborne gameplays.
How long are they?
Are they edited? Like, when you say uploading whole Soulsborne gameplays, is that one session or is that several sessions pushed together? Is it like, I streamed for 8 hours and I've just uploaded the whole stream? Or is it, I've streamed for 30 hours and stacked them together? Evade taxes, I wish. I'm too scared to evade taxes. I'm scared of the government, man. More power to those who evade taxes. Unless you are a millionaire, in which case you should pay. Because it's your fault.
I really wish we hadn't deleted the previous series.
Which series?
Night in the Woods and Hollow Knight, I think specifically.
We didn't delete them, did we?
Yeah, we don't. I don't think we have the primary files for them anymore.
Oh, you mean from the computer?
Yeah.
Gotcha. We can always download them though.
Yeah, it would need to be downloading them from YouTube.
Yeah, we could do that. John the Magnificent, thank you so much for the Prime subby. Like the whole game in one session. But is that edited? Like, I'm trying to work out how Jacksepticeye's made those videos, like how much effort is put into them, you know? They're definitely edited. Okay. So it's an 8-hour highlight, essentially, of the entire game of Elden Ring.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, Jacksepticeye has a lot of money. That would cost you hundreds, possibly thousands of pounds to edit. Depending how much your editor charges per hour of raw footage. You know, plus how much they charge for the intensity of their edits. That would be way too much for us to be able to afford, I think.
Yeah, Martina, I'm gonna. Don't worry, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna be a lot of download, a lot of upload.
Only if you want to do it, though, Martina. Like, I don't want you to feel obligated to do anything at all. I want to make your life as easy as possible. You know, ideally. Let's see. Oh, who ate all the pies? Thank you so much for the subby. What the heck? Thank you. Wow. John and who ate all the pies. You guys subbing. Thank you so much. And she.
Thank you.
She X. Thank you. 2 months of charts and loving it. Oh, God. I got fiber. Give me links and instruction, Doig. Aw, thank you, Martina. And we will absolutely, by the way, make that chapter marker. And we'll get it set up on my side too, because I would like to be able to have access to that.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, who are all the pies? That's wonderful. Thank you so much. It's honestly like, when people come in and sub for us, even though everything's broken at the minute, it's so fucking sweet.
Oh.
You know, like, we don't even have our stuff going. Thank you.
I think it's important to remember that we are more than our bells and whistles.
That's really
Just
nice.
saying, like we only did the Little Bird and Bear characters for the last couple of years.
I know, but it's just I think so much of the stream is like what you've built because it's amazing. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think? I guess first point, you guys think it's a good idea to merge the games and animation channel? Well, we haven't even decided if we think we should upload games to the main YouTube yet. If we think it's worth it, or if we think we should just do VODs on the VOD channel. But I think we all seem to have settled on maybe the gameplay channel, we can kind of leave it as it is. You want to recover some stuff from it.
Well, Magic Boys.
And we're deciding where to put it.
Yeah.
Magic Boys.
Magic Boys was an edited series.
Yes.
Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Deltarune.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure.
I mean, they'll all still be there. I'm not saying we should delete the channel, but you're saying you want to move those things to somewhere they'll be seen better.
Yeah.
And you think maybe the best form of those would be just sandwiching them into long plays and putting them on the main channel.
I think taking them, condensing them into one video that can be found easily. Like for me, this isn't algorithm. This isn't like what's going to do best for the channel. This is more purely organizational. How do people find what we've done? Like if someone goes YouTube and they search and they find our main channel, then they're like, cool, I found it. They have to dig a little deeper to find the other stuff, or they have to watch the intro video. But let's be honest, like everyone's really doing stuff really fast. So I want to make something that is like easy to find the things that they might not necessarily know are already there.
Mm-hmm. Blue, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Also, you guys are fucking sweet. Thank you so much. It's just nice things being said in chat. It's just really nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, the characters wouldn't be who they are if it weren't for us.
All right. I need to deflect. I need to deflect and talk about something else because it makes me feel wiggly.
We puppet them.
I know. Oh, you're just leaning into it. Stop it. Stop it.
I got no shame.
It's really sweet. This is just...
Yeah.
No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. And I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. It's just this.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like someone listened to that song and went, I want a similar tune. That's that, but not that. So just choose slightly different notes for it.
Keep singing.
No. We're talking about YouTube stuff. Okay, so I agree with you sandwiching together some of the stuff like Deltarune and doing Deltarune the movie.
Deltarune the movie.
Putting it on the main channel. I'm fine with that. In the future, going forward, I would like it to be edited, if possible. If we can't afford to edit it, we'll just chapter them and leave them on the VODs channel. Yes? If we can afford to edit it, we'll put together a highlights and put it on the main channel.
Yeah.
Until I feel your touch. It's just that song. Can you get a too long don't read of why these changes are happening? Yeah, sure thing. We used to have one channel.
Yeah.
We split into 3 channels. Doig maybe regrets doing that now.
I definitely do.
Because it's a lot to keep track of. So Doig is trying to simplify it and make it easier to find our things.
It's the equivalent of having 2 channels that have infrequent updates on both, whereas we could combine our efforts into one.
To have slightly more frequent updates.
More frequent updates. So like someone watches a short and they're like, I wonder what else they've done, and they can go and watch a gameplay thing, or someone watches it. Basically, I want someone, once they've watched a short, to be like, I wonder what else they've done. No one subscribes when they watch a short. It's weird. And I think it's partially because they're like, I don't know why not, but like they don't immediately be able to be like, oh, cool, they played Deltarune. I like Deltarune. Or, oh, cool, what's this Magic Boy series that they've got? Because it's somewhere else that no one's finding or searching.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm trying to make it so that our engine is attached to the same car, essentially, rather than having our engine attached to a car that's sitting in a vacant parking lot somewhere else.
Did we end up putting up all the things that Kiralee made us?
Did we what?
End up putting up all the things that Kiralee made us? Because she made us a bunch of like shorts and highlights and stuff too.
No, but what we could do is take the stuff that Kiralee did then and upload those as shorts to the main channel.
Yeah. Kiralee's so good, man.
Kiralee was amazing.
Yeah, I hope she's doing good.
I think she's currently studying.
Kiralee's an editor who we had work with us for a bit when we could afford to hire. We just stopped being able to afford to all the time.
We stopped doing Let's Plays.
Yeah, but partially it was because we couldn't afford to. But she's amazing because we would ask her to cut together an episode, and she'd cut together an episode and then also send us like 5 shorts she'd made from it and a highlights compilation. We'd be like, what the heck? We didn't pay you for all that extra stuff. And she was like, I just felt like doing it. It's like, okay, thanks, Kiralee, you're amazing.
I think it's important to have it twofold. It's important to be found and have the main channel to be the face, but having the second lesser known channel that I have to come across is what really pulls me into the community. It's like a secret club. We have 3 channels though. We have 3 YouTube channels.
But soon
Twitch.
we'll have 2, because it sounds like Doig wants to migrate some of the stuff from the gameplay channel onto the main channel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, also, Nico Spudge, you cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much. Thank you. I missed that.
So it's like,
thanks a million.
it's like, okay, you like our streams. Here are the long VOD. Here's the archive of streams. And that feels like there's a synergy between the two. And then if you search, oh, I want to find their YouTube, then we point them at not the VODs.
Yeah.
We point them at here is our curated YouTube stuff. So it's like Twitch and YouTube. I don't know, man.
I think we're kind of settling on something, though. We've been talking around the point for a while.
Yeah.
But I think we're starting to crystallize a plan. You know?
Did you use the did I break it emote just now?
Yeah, I clicked on the thing where I was like, you got rewards from the hype train.
Okay.
And I saw that there was a Thor thing available, and so I just clicked.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. How do you feel, Doig? Do you feel good about that?
Yeah.
This?
I can't read this, by the
I
way.
know, but you can read it on my screen. You're next to me. You're like 2 feet away.
Yes. So edited games and long form games main YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like long form one for older, edited for newer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You good with that?
I like that.
We don't know what the pros or cons are yet. We can fill those in later.
I like that it's Doig's idea.
It is your idea. This wouldn't be happening if you weren't like, I want to do this. I want to tag some cloves.
Are you telling people to subscribe in the shorts? Got to tell people or they don't.
No.
Are you? No, they don't. You don't have to do that.
We don't tell people, but that's okay. It's fine. I honestly don't want to tell people to subscribe in the shorts. That would stop me from watching a short over and over if there was like a subscription message in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would rather it just loop.
Like, I would watch a short over and over if I think it's funny. But if it's funny and then someone goes, yo, subscribe to my channel, at the end I'll stop watching.
Hey, welcome from the TikTok.
Yeah, it sounds like 3+ channels are for people who pay attention to people behind the scenes. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, the initial idea was that it would be the same amount of stuff, just spread over 3 different places. But it does end up being more work. Because once you've got 3 of them, you feel like each one has to have regular updates.
Yeah.
And so the stuff you're doing, which normally would go into one place, suddenly isn't enough to make each one regular enough.
Yeah. Whereas the VOD channel regularly gets videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's a lot of YouTube VOD watchers. Like, I think our VODs are mostly watched on Twitch. Because people watch VODs that are more recent rather than people going back older.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think that would change, though, if we were to do gameplay stuff.
Potentially, yeah.
Because potentially people will watch a Yakuza highlight on the main channel, be like, that was funny.
Yeah.
This gameplay, like, this game, this Let's Play looked like it was funny. I want to go and find the full thing and watch it from the beginning, so I'm not missing stuff. See how they react.
Part of the reason this came up is that I put up the this clips I've been doing has been from the Sonic Frontier stuff. I was gonna do an Instagram story of it and be like, watch the full thing here. And then I went to try and find where the full thing was, and I'm like, the fuck is it? I don't know where it is. This is.
If you can't find it, then not you doesn't have a chance.
So that was part of the reason for this, is like, I need to make sure that like they're somewhere.
Yeah. People are saying we could have a little pop-up instead of an actual call to action, like have a little silent pop-up. We could do that. Have we ever played Ori and the Blind Forest?
Yes.
Yes, but not on the channel.
Not on the channel. I played it alone in the dark.
Alone in the dark.
I played more Elden Ring yesterday. I'll just bring that up.
Yeah, I heard you.
It's good.
I heard you. I left you in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the sound of smashing monsters in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, I played it until 2 a.m.
Fuzo says the initial idea to split wasn't bad. It made sense at the time, but times have changed. YouTube's changed. You've changed. It's good to reevaluate every so often.
Yeah, we never should have. But now that we have, we should regroup.
You say we never should have. I think there was some positive things that came out of it, honestly.
I think we should have split into the VOD channel when we did, because our main stuff was getting like, there was just too much going on to the main channel that was like long form stuff that people weren't watching, and that meant that YouTube was recommending, like, I think we stopped doing it, and then like a couple months later you did the fucking Sonic Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing, and that got over 1 million views.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm glad that we split apart then, so that YouTube was like, oh, they actually make something people are watching. Vroom.
I don't know. I don't pretend to know how YouTube works. So I don't think you can just be like, oh, it's because this happened and then YouTube did this and did that. We don't know what YouTube did. We don't know why.
Maximus,
we don't know
yes.
if it would have been better if we'd left stuff on there or not. Would it be fun if Doig and Swift did co-op Elden Ring? Doig wants me to do that.
Yes.
He literally asked me yesterday if I wanted to do it, and he's asked me before, and I'd be up for it.
I'm kind of interested in potentially, because we've got the Magic Boys series.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the idea of transplanting the 2 Magic Boys characters between different games. So like Magic Boys play Baldur's Gate, Magic Boys play Skyrim, like just 2 Elden Boys. I think that would be quite funny.
That could be fun. I worried if it would limit us.
Maybe.
Like, I worry if like there are some games where we would want to play something different, but would feel like we should play the Magic Boys, because the Magic Boys.
It would be completely up to you, I think, because I've already played Elden Ring as, you know what? I look like fucking Ragnar.
Yeah. But just like, you might want a tiny bird Swiftie running around with you.
Tiny bird Swiftie, yeah.
Like, you might find that really fun.
That could be fun,
rather than having, Big Nibblin, the snack boy.
There is a lot of magic systems to choose from in Elden Ring. You could have your...
You get to change.
Yeah, you can just do whatever.
Cool.
Like you start off from a certain place.
I was gonna say, like, that's fine if you can change later, because it would suck to choose a magic system based on what the flavor sounds like, realize you hate it mechanically, and then be roped into just being stuck with that forever.
Yeah, no, you can change. There's a certain part in the game where you can just super change.
Aw, I'm Domio. Hey, good morning. Yeah.
There is an armor piece that's got a big black cloak. Yeah.
But I'd be up for playing Elden Ring with you. That could be really fun.
That could be amazing. See, like what I want to try and do going forward is that we have at least one day per week that we're just like, we're going to put all of our stuff to one side and we're just going to play games together and have fun.
Yeah. Or a couple of evenings.
Or like over a weekend or something.
I wouldn't mind being like, yo, Tuesday nights and Friday nights, we do like a couple of hours of gaming at 8 p.m. or something.
Maybe.
Together.
I'm only saying that because I know there's other stuff that you want to do, like drumming and swimming and that sort of stuff.
That's why a couple of evenings works better for me. Because one morning has all the pressure put on it and makes me feel like I need to go super long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and having all day Saturday means I can never plan anything on Saturday anymore.
Yeah. Evenings is good then.
We did used to do Saturdays, yeah. And I did like doing Saturdays. It's just it was hard to be like, should we do this Saturday? Are we good to like write that day off?
Because if we did evenings, we could always meet people during the day.
Exactly.
And then it doesn't write that off. Or we can go travel to somewhere during the day and then the evening we're like, we know what we're doing. I like that. I like Saturday night boys.
Saturday night boys. You know, but when we do stuff like Yakuza, I would like to, if I'm playing Yakuza, to do a longer stream.
Yeah.
There are certain games where I think they'd suit short streams, and there are certain games like Yakuza where I feel like doing 6 or 8 hours on that.
You got to remember what you're doing for those types of games.
Exactly. Like, that's another of the things. It drives me bonkers when, and yeah, Doig's giggling because...
I know what you're going to say.
Doig's giggling because I've talked to him about this before. But I've been watching someone play, like, a long game, and I really enjoy watching them play it. But it drives me kind of bonkers because what they do is they'll stream it once every 2 weeks or something.
Right.
And it's a very heavily intensively narrative game.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to, like, everything follows on from everything else. And it annoys me so much when I have to start every VOD with half an hour of, wait, how do I do this again? What's happening? Why is that person asking me this? Like, where am I going? What am I doing? Should I do this? Should I do that? What's that person talking about? And it's like, man, all the drama that's happening right now and you can't appreciate it because
you don't know what's going on.
You left off knowing exactly what the game was and what was happening. Spent like a week on holiday.
I was just saying, I'm sorry, India.
It's not you, Monster. It's not you, don't worry. A week on holiday, like a week playing a different game. Yeah. Like a couple of days trying a new demo out, and then you've come back to this game. And like the event that you've rolled back into that continues immediately on from a previous VOD, you now have no idea what's going on in it. And you have to spend 40 minutes getting situated again. So if people are playing like intensively narrative games and they're long games like Yakuza, I think I would prefer for us to play that on the reg.
Yeah.
And have longer streams for it so that we are on top of what the narrative is and people don't get that weird disconnect where, sorry guys, I know it's been 3 months since I played. What's Kiryu doing? Who's this guy? Who's his best friend he just met? Who's this person?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Domio says it's comforting to hear someone else have this same issue. It's so frustrating. I've gotten like 20 hours into a game and then had to take a few weeks break because of life and then I have to completely start over to remember everything. Yeah, I don't want to have that experience with this, you know? Jeremy says this happened to me when I played a ton of Yakuza 0, then stopped for like a year, then tried to go back to it. Luckily my PS4 crashed and solved the issue for me. Yeah, and watching it is as frustrating because you're really excited to see how the person's going to react to these story points. And for them to be so invested in the story points 1 second,
Yeah.
and then literally the next second, because you're watching a VOD and you've just gone on to the next video,
Yeah.
they've actually had a 6-month break in real life.
Yeah.
And they've gone to suddenly not knowing who anyone is and not caring what's happening. It's
Nanu.
like such a...
Nanua.
Yeah, you've got to go all in on the brain rot. Exactly. You kind of do.
I like that.
That's true. Creepily says benefits if you record the streams, you can rewatch the last 20 minutes of what you've done to refresh. Yeah. That's a really good point, actually.
That streamer should do that.
Yeah, that streamer should do that, actually. You've got a good point. They should. That's something which we're going to have to do when we play Echoes of the Eye again.
Oh, no, I remember that perfectly.
I am going to have to watch like the last hour and a half of our last VOD of that to really make sure that I'm like in the brain space again.
Cool, you get to see how fucking annoyed I am.
We were both annoyed at the end. We got to the point where we knew what we had to do, but it was just tricky to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, creepily, we do the same. Go back a chapter in books, or we go back an episode in series when we haven't seen them for a while. Me trying to get Doig into a crown of candy and watching the first episode like 5 times.
Hey, we're farther in now. There's cheese.
There is cheese now. But yeah, I think that would make it the best gaming experience for us and the best viewer experience for people who want to watch it is being able to do it twice a week.
Yeah.
Or something.
To keep it fresh.
Would mean we kind of always know what's going on if we're doing like little 3-hour sessions or something.
Yeah. But you were saying if you do it in the morning, you feel pressured to keep going?
I was saying I'd rather have, say, 2 evenings a week than 1 morning a week.
Right.
Because you were saying we should have 1 day that we set aside for doing games on stream.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, if it was Friday or something, we come into stream at 10. I feel pressured to go for really long that day because it's the 1 day we get to play games every week.
Yeah. I don't know why this feels weird to me, but would you stream twice in 1 day?
Yeah.
I don't know why there's like this rule in my head where like if you stream once, that's your stream for the day. But yeah.
I feel like if anything, it would help me keep better time on the streams. Like, I feel like if we were to stream from 9 till 10:30 in the morning to do art, I could stream from 8 till 10
later
doing games later on.
Kurzik's like, right? Yeah. But I don't see why you couldn't split up. If you were going to do stream 4 hours, do stream 2 and then 2, break it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Get the 2 time zones.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the time zones, I forgot. But also if we want to do like a longer game stream, then we have potentially Saturdays to be like, if we want to do a really long session, we can always skip a Thursday and just do Saturday instead.
Well, I want to do long dev streams on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For dumb stuff for Thursdays.
Then we wouldn't do a night stream that day.
Yeah.
Because you'd be doing a long stream in the day.
Yeah.
Just do a 24 hours, 7 days a week stream. Oh, no. Yeah, 2 days a whole week is great for recovery. True. True. Yo, Junestorm, thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome in.
Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? What were you up to? We're both just looking at each other now.
Yeah, I like what we're kind of thinking going forward. I'd like to build more tools for creating interesting thumbnails. Mm-hmm. So that like both, I think you can upload thumbnails to Twitch as well, so it'll make the Twitch look
pretty
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to come up with a look and feel for gameplay ones. Because maybe those don't necessarily need the date. Do we still need the date on them? Is that important information
I think
for
on
people?
the VODs channel, yes.
Okay.
I think on the long form edits or the highlights, you don't need the date on
No,
them.
no, of course you don't need the date on those ones.
But yeah, on the VODs channel ones I would, yeah.
For the VODs, absolutely. Okay, okay.
Junestorm says we were playing Stardew Valley. I hope you had a great time. I hope it was nice and relaxing. I hope you got lots of veggies. Yeah, game name and episode number. Yeah, exactly. Yakuza Highlights 1.
Yeah, I think also what would be good is if we do sandwich previous episodes, we just call the chapters, like we use the same chapters and we use the titles from what they were previously uploaded as. So if someone has familiarity with that, they feel like they're in a familiar place.
Yeah, I mean, I'd always say if it's getting overlong in terms of the titles and stuff, just air with the briefest, most obvious thing. You know?
Yeah,
So just
I love
episode
it when
one,
you
episode
reply
two.
to me and it's not.
Well, I mean, like you were saying, we should call the chapters the titles of the episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm saying if the titles of the episodes end up being too long and it looks confusing, then go with the briefest, clearest thing, which would be episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 is the titles instead.
Right, okay.
So I was replying to you.
So you're
there.
saying. Okay. Siri, go away.
Siri, is Siri there? Hi, Siri.
Stop it.
Oh shit, it happened. It happened on my iPad. Sorry, go away, Siri. Junestone says, thanks, I'm still new, but I spent a couple of months prior to my first stream getting set up and looking the way I wanted. That's cool. I've heard it's really fun. I've never played Stardew, though. We need games we can mod the bird and bear in. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'd love that so much. I've tried pursuing that a couple of times and haven't gotten anywhere. I'm not someone who knows how to mod things. So, you know. But if you guys know any easy things to mod that you think would work with bird and bear, let me know, because I would love that so much.
Guess who is sandwiching Deltarune Chapter 1 right now? Is it you, Martina?
Oh, really, Martina? Oh my gosh, Martina, you're amazing! What the heck?
Do you think we should have chapter cards between the two?
Chapter cards?
Yeah, do we have like intros or openings for Deltarune?
I don't think we do.
Yeah, I think we just maybe do the intro at the very beginning.
Yeah, no card, says Martina, and I agree with Martina. Just go straight from one to the other.
I was doing the short hike one, and we have very distinct "see you guys," "hey, hello, welcome back" stuff.
Yeah,
And
I'd cut that too.
I didn't cut those because they felt
I
good.
would. And I think Martina's thinking the same thing. Cut the intro, cut the outro, says Martina. Yeah, so it flows. Because
Yeah.
personally, if I'm watching a long form video going through a story, and every 15 minutes to half an hour, people are going, "Welcome back to our Deltarune Let's Play. Last time we did this, and today we're going to do this. Bye everyone, thanks for watching. Bye everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome to our Deltarune." Like, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think we had explicit that on the Deltarune one, but on the short hike we did. So I just put a little title at the top that goes episode 2. So people can jump to it. So if someone clicks on the timestamp and it goes to that timestamp, it goes, "Hey, welcome back everyone."
No. I'd rather it just go to a timestamp and we're like, "Wee, let's go!" And we're just already doing the thing.
Okay, well when I get my PC back, I'll edit it like you want it then.
Okay, if you want to.
Or I just won't do it for that particular one.
It's just that often when I have long form things on in the background, I'm partially watching them, partially doing something else. And when someone calls out to me, it grabs my attention and pulls me out of whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
It's distracting and it breaks the flow to me of watching something.
Okay. Okay, I'll cut them then. Some of them are really cute though.
Crowcole says, "Did you get the PC stuff resolved, Doig?"
Not quite yet.
Not quite. The person's coming today.
in about an hour.
So, yeah. Yeah, Berry says it's a novel idea, Doug, but I feel like it'd get kind of grating. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Thanks, I'm Domyo. Save us, PC man! Please! Berry says Doug make a compilation of all the intros and outros and nothing else.
Oh, they weren't like you know, like Doig and Swift play. It wasn't that. It was just the voice
That's what
audio.
we're laughing at, yeah.
Yeah, the voice audio thing of like, hey, welcome back.
Yeah, just a compilation of nothing but those.
Fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Just make that short. Hey, welcome back, everybody.
No,
Bye.
we weren't being serious, Doug. We were joking.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I gotta look up when ReFantasio's out. I'm not excited. You're excited.
Another Atlas game.
It's when is it? When? When? Tell me when. Tell me when. We get another blue-haired protagonist. 11th of October. Okay. Cool.
It's my birthday month.
It is your birthday month.
It's my birthday month.
Memory. Yeah, how are you feeling, Doig? Did you want to talk a little bit about what happened before the stream? Since it was what you said it was distracting you earlier, so I said we'd talk about it later. He gave me a look like, of course you'd bring that up. It's like, you're literally the one who brought it up. I wasn't talking about it and you were like, I'm not feeling it because of what happened.
Yeah, I guess. It's fine.
So everyone, you know that how Doig asked us yesterday if he should try out Twitter blue checkmark and pay Elon Musk, and we all said, no, don't do that. I would hate that, don't do it. Well, as it turns out, he'd already done it 2 weeks ago. Realised that there were no benefits of doing it and cancelled it. And we realised this because Onster spotted that Doig Swift has a blue checkmark on Twitter. So we all crowded into the mod chat and were like, wait, Doig, did you do it? And Doig had to explain his whole sorry story to us. And
Sorry,
then we all
everybody.
bullied him about it.
Sorry, everybody.
We were all so mad. We were all so mad about it.
I think the check mark will disappear after it cancels.
Has it not cancelled yet?
Well, it's cancelled, but I think it runs until the billing period.
So it runs for like a month.
I think like 7th of May or something like that.
Oh,
Something like that.
oh, yeah, he is a silly lad. But
Listen,
you know, at least he proved to himself that the blue check mark wasn't going to do anything. Even if I'm mad that he had to do that by how much was it?
$7 or something.
Hate it. It cancels on your birthday. Hey, Benry, it's nearly your birthday. Yeah, so he went. That's why he was like annoyed when he came into the stream, because we'd all just been like berating him.
I wanted to see what was behind the paywall, and honestly, guys, it was fucking awful.
Yeah, Vert says I understand the temptation if you're craving the engagement, which I think Doig was. Doig was like, why is Twitter not pushing our stuff?
Yeah, I wanted to see if it made any difference, and there's a couple of tiers, and I didn't go for the higher tier. I just went for the first one, just to be like, what impact will this make? I'm not gonna give
Can't believe
too much money.
That's such bullshit.
It doesn't really do anything. The reason I brought it up yesterday is because I saw a streamer saying, hey, a lot of the people who are following me on Twitch are finding me on Twitter, but they were saying that in terms of like what they pay, they get it back through whatever ad revenue thing that Twitter does. So it was like they were just breaking even. So it benefited them. They weren't losing money on it, which was wild to me. So it got me curious. Like, Twitter to me is a tool. If the tool is not working, then I want to understand if I'm going to engage with the tool, then it may as well be as optimal as possible. And if that involved paying money, but it broke even and it wasn't actually paying money, I was kind of curious about that. But that might be the trap, you know? Like, I don't do social media for my health.
Yeah, the propaganda got you. I heard a streamer say that it would be good for the algorithms, so I did it.
This is the same sort of person that didn't link to their TikTok properly. I don't know what kind of mastermind they were. I think they were just generally
I don't think
like,
they're a mastermind. I think they're a shill.
Maybe.
Yeah, sounds to me like someone who, you know, maybe isn't the most trustworthy.
But like, I am finding that the same type of stuff is getting a better reaction elsewhere, and Twitter does really seem to be like throttled or like thresholded, to the point where I'm like, should I even keep posting here?
I think you should, but you don't have to. Like, I don't have much of a say over it since you're the one who's doing all the posting.
Like, I would probably rather just not open Twitter, honestly. But because I feel like, well, it's probably better to post than not post in the long run for stuff. I keep doing it, which means I keep opening Twitter, which means I keep making myself miserable.
Well, you don't have to stay on Twitter just because you've opened it. You can just use Twitter the way I use Twitter, which is if I want to post something, I go to twitter.com, I click on the post option, I type my thing, I press post and I close it and leave.
Good discipline.
It's not discipline,
like
it's that I hate being on the website, so I take the opportunity to run away as soon as I possibly can. Like, I've learned that scrolling Twitter only makes me angry. Because for some reason the majority of the things that get pushed to my feed are either people yelling about things I agree with that they're angry about, or people yelling about things I disagree with that make me angry.
About. Yeah.
And so it's just, it makes me feel bad either way.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it used to be just a big wall of art, and that's become, like, I've basically transferred over to Pinterest.
Yeah.
Where now I just pin things that I like and get shown more things I like. The downside is that they're always reposts and barely ever by the original artist.
Yeah.
But the bright side is that it's literally just a wall of art. There's, like, no opinions or anything on there whatsoever. It's just, I just get to look at cool stuff.
That's good.
Especially if you have ad block. Because, oh my gosh, is Pinterest ever full of adverts now?
We use Instagram partially for art stuff, partially for putting up short clips of us as our characters.
Yeah, Instagram seems pretty good. It's blinding lights again.
Yeah.
I guess the playlist is looping. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
But yeah, really it was just like, why is it underperforming? That's curious. Will this make a difference? No. Okay. And then I cancelled it. And that was the story.
It's only underperforming because you're comparing it to things which are outperforming. Like, I don't think it's underperforming. I think it's just doing as it would normally do.
Maybe. See, the allure of Twitter is that, like, people can more easily be like, I'm going to share the thing that you've done. And I feel like it gets shown more. But, like, I don't know.
Benry says, poor Doig getting dragged for a mode of curiosity. Yeah. He is, though. He is. He paid Elon money without asking me. And then weeks later asked me if I thought it was a good idea, like he had no clue and had never tried it before. Only to have me go, no, it's a bad idea, please don't do it. Only to then find out he'd already done it previously. Like, don't feign ignorance and ask me then. Ask me to begin with.
Sure.
So we can make decisions like that together. Although he knows that I just have said no, and that's probably why he didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Either way, though, what's done is done, and we might as well learn from it what we can learn from it, right?
I mean, if our Twitter account has the blue badge and it gets shadow banned or whatever, I might just stop using it anyway. Like, no one comes in here and be like, hey, I found you on Twitter. No one. Like,
yeah, I know, but I think that thinking that something has to take off or the platform's broken is is you like not realizing that there are millions of people on the platform. Not everyone can take off, and sometimes it's just being consistent and continuing to be on there. Sometimes you just have to have faith because it's a luck system. So much of it revolves around luck. And it's like, if we just kept quitting things because they weren't immediately taking off, like, we wouldn't be doing anything. Like, we were streaming to, like, YouTube and uploading things to YouTube with barely an audience for a really long time. But we kept doing it because we enjoyed it.
Okay, I don't enjoy posting on Twitter.
Do you enjoy posting anywhere, or do you only do it because it gives you positive attention and draws people here?
I do it because I feel like it's a necessity.
So you don't enjoy posting anywhere?
I enjoy seeing what people think of the things I've like put out there.
So you only enjoy it when there's engagement?
If someone commenting on your thing and saying like, I like this about it, that's not engagement, that's feedback. That's like, oh cool, someone likes this thing that I've done. Like putting it back to like, oh, are you just an engagement fucking hog? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you're telling me that you don't enjoy posting places.
I don't enjoy.
You hate posting on Twitter because you're not getting any reception, but you like posting on Instagram because you are. So
it's more like, imagine you do the same thing.
Wait, hold on. I've got to say thank you to Imaginary Faye. Thank you, Imaginary Faye. We're having a discussion about everything, about like posting things on social media and how much it sucks. Go ahead, Doig.
If I go back to Bo Burnham, if you can exist without an audience, you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
The choices I've made have led to a point where like we can't exist without an audience.
Why?
Because I have to pay for food.
I don't care. I'll get a job.
The choices I've made where I'm like, I don't really want to work for anyone else. I just want to make my own stuff requires having an audience to appreciate what we've done. And therefore I edit shorts so that like we keep reaching, like the reality of that is that we keep reaching people. We're streaming right now.
Yeah.
I enjoy streaming.
Yeah, me too. I want to be able to make money doing the things we enjoy doing, yes. But if I don't make money doing the things I enjoy doing, I'm still going to do them.
Yeah, you're not going to be prevented from doing the things that you're doing.
Yeah. No, fuck that. I'm not doing it for the money.
I'm not doing it for the money either.
I know, I'm not saying you are. I'm just answering.
Why are you saying I'm not doing it for the money to me in this moment then?
Because I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
Like, you could agree or disagree with me. Like,
okay.
You can feel the way I feel or not feel the way I feel. That's fine. I'm not making any judgment on you. I'm telling you how I feel about it.
Okay.
You know? And the way I feel about it is that, like, if money is a side effect of doing what I love, that's awesome. If it's not a side effect of doing what I love, then what I'm getting out of it is the enjoyment. So, you know, I wouldn't want you to feel like you can't do what you love unless it makes something.
Yeah.
Money-wise. Like, if it gets to the point where we can't support ourselves streaming anymore, but we want to keep streaming, then I'll work hard doing something else to make sure we can keep doing that.
Okay.
The bright side is there's a bunch of stuff I love doing.
Yeah.
And some of it I can rely on to make money. Such as working on storyboards for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? You've all clamped up.
I'm not. I don't know how to reply to this. You are not replying to what I'm saying. You're simply stating a fact of what you do. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Well, sorry. Can you tell me again what you said, and then I'll see if I can reply directly to it. You saying it doesn't matter. I'll just get a job somewhere else. Like the whole point of this year is that like. Yeah.
We're taking time out.
Yes.
I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that we can continue doing that for as long as possible this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big driving force for me of making the shorts.
Yeah.
That's the reason, one of the big reasons I'm doing that every day and putting that stuff out there is so that we build up enough momentum that you can continue taking time out to make the thing that you want to make
Yes.
without having to return to work.
Yes. You enjoy making the shorts.
I enjoy making the shorts. It's a good way to do it.
Awesome. You just said you don't enjoy posting on social media. And I don't want you to have to do things you don't enjoy.
I don't enjoy posting to Twitter specifically. The other ones,
Is that
I
just
can take
because
or
you're not
leave.
getting engagement on Twitter?
That is because Twitter comes with a lot of baggage.
Right.
Like, if I have to wander into a room that's full of spikes, I at least want to make it out with something.
Yeah.
So if I have to keep punching a wall of spikes, I'm going to look for a way that's like, how can I alleviate the number of, like, how can I get more from a wall of spikes than I'm currently getting? Because every time I open up Twitter to post, my brain goes, I wonder what's happening. And I get adversely affected by that.
Can you just pretend that you're me?
One of the
use the
things
Swiftie
that
technique?
one of the things that Twitter Blue offers is the fact that they hid TweetDeck behind that, so you could go on to TweetDeck and just post and not see anything.
Yeah. Forget about Twitter Blue, whatever it's called, for now.
Okay.
Can you just pretend to be me? Run onto Twitter, post a thing, and then leave immediately. And therefore avoid the painful spike pit that you feel like you fall into every time you go onto Twitter. It might make it a better posting experience for you. Don't even check the numbers on Twitter.
I could do that, yeah.
I think you should. I think that would make it less painful for you. And you'd still get out of it what you'd be getting out of it every day. You just wouldn't be getting the bad stuff out of it anymore.
I guess so, I could.
You'd only be getting the positives out of it. Also says you can get TweetDeck for free now. Just install the old TweetDeck GitHub and you can use it. Woohoo! Go on, Doig. You want to say something?
Just breathing. Just trying to show where my thinking was at for giving Elon Musk money.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like,
oh, I wasn't until this morning.
well, I mean, I am a little bit sad that you felt like you had to do it behind my back, and then ask me about it yesterday. But in terms of why you tried it, what? You made a little confused face.
Your mum's calling you.
My mum's calling. Not right now, mother. I will call you back. But in terms of why you did it, like, I get it. You wanted to see if it would change anything. You were having an unsatisfying time on the platform. You wanted to see if that would change anything. Like, I get it. I'm really happy it wasn't the solution. Because if it was the solution, then we'd probably be currently arguing about whether you should keep it or not.
Well,
so
the question yesterday was a different thing.
Oh, was it?
Because
what
of
was
the
it?
tiers, yeah. Because the one that I went for could have none of the benefits. The one
so
that
you were
is
asking if you go to the higher tier?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I just thought you were asking if you should use Twitter Blue or not.
No.
My answer's the same either way.
Yeah, we're not going to go for it, obviously.
Yeah.
If anything, I might just delete Twitter entirely.
I don't think you need to. You can if you want. I'm not going to stop you. But I don't think you need to delete Twitter. I think you could literally just post on there without looking around the site at all. And just take the emphasis off the numbers entirely. Just post on it, leave, don't worry about how they do. Get all of the benefits, none of the drawbacks.
Sure.
What's up? Why are you shaking your head and looking so sad about it? We're all behind you, you know.
If you post and run away, what if someone has a question?
Then they ask a question, either someone else replies, or it just sits there and doesn't get answered. Like, you can just check your own tweet and still not engage with the rest of the platform.
Yeah, it's still opening up the app. It's a trap.
It is, but you just have to have the self-discipline to be like, I'm opening the app, but I'm not looking at anything.
Yeah. You see it when you make your next post. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. You can do that.
I think people keep thinking that I am obsessed with the numbers.
I don't think you're obsessed with them, but I think you care about them maybe more than I would like you to. And I might be wrong, you know?
I think I'm an analytical type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I like trying to analyze stuff. I like trying to break things down and pulling them apart and seeing how they work.
Yeah, my problem with that is that you're always looking for reasons why something happens. And so frequently...
Just saying like, oh, it's just dumb fucking luck is the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
I know it is, but it's also kind of
It's
partially
not true.
You know what isn't true? That if you change one thing on YouTube, you're suddenly guaranteed to become a hit because you've done it right. You've nailed the formula. You did it the same way Thor did, and now suddenly you've exploded. Like, that's not going to happen. Like,
Okay.
I don't want you to get your hopes up because you think there's some winning formula that we just haven't discovered yet. And once we discover it, that's going to be it. And we're suddenly going to, like, explode into the stratosphere. Like, I don't even know if I want that to happen. But I know that's not the way it's going to work. And you can say it's stupid to say it's based on luck, but it's far more based on luck than it is based on whether you have ticked a certain option in your publishing settings or not.
Okay.
Like, it's just there's too many variable factors to be able to predict that stuff. All you can do is make sure what you're making you think is good quality and awesome and that people will like it. And then you hope that you get lucky. So when that opportunity happens, you're prepared to take it and all your stuff is there and is awesome and is great and has good quality so that people can discover you. Like, it hurts me to see you get demotivated by the fact that things aren't getting picked up by certain platforms because you see that as something that we are doing wrong because there's a way to win the game and we just must not be doing it good enough, which is why we're not popular. It's because we haven't done it well enough. When I know you've been working your butt off. You've absolutely been doing it well enough. Your stuff is just as good as anyone else's out there. And I hate seeing you think it's not.
I never said that.
But that's the way that you act when you say, I'm analytical, I look at the data, I try and figure out how to make things work better. Because then when they don't, you take it so personally.
Okay.
You know, like a PC guy that was like the door just hearing all this, he's like, should I knock? I just like, you're amazing. Like, and what we're doing, I believe in. I think it's good. I don't think the problem is us. I think it's just hard, man. I think it's just, you have to kind of get lucky and you have to also be good. But I think we've got the good thing down.
You have to be good, you have to be consistent, you have to be organized.
Yes. Okay, we don't have the consistency in the organisation down, but we're trying to do that.
We have the consistency on the shorts at least.
Yes. And they've been doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not on Twitter, but that's, again, not because the shorts on Twitter, you've done them wrong, or there's something up, you know, with the platform. It's just like, sometimes they're going to hit, sometimes they're not. And the fact that they haven't on some platforms and they have on others isn't necessarily something you can solve. It might just happen that way. I'm not saying you shouldn't try and always improve. I'm just saying that a certain amount of it is out of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take 100% responsibility.
I don't.
Okay. I'm going to read some chat. If you want to talk without me shouting, then you can do so now. Should I read some stuff from chat, or did you?
Yeah,
want to
go
talk,
for it.
or?
No, I'm percolating. Go for it.
Spunky says there's streamers that change nothing and blow up after getting the right shout out on Twitter. Sometimes you just gotta keep doing great stuff until the right people see it, which is what happened to Thor. The right person saw it, shouted it out. All this stuff was awesome. People found it and were like, "This stuff is awesome."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Answer says logically, like, God, I wish success was directly tied to effort and showing up. It should be like that, but algorithms and such don't work like that.
I think I'm incapable of articulating where my issues are. You are misunderstanding and assuming and then berating me on a thread that doesn't feel like it completely applies to me. So you're like, don't take 100% responsibility. It's just luck. And I'm like, no, it's not 100% luck. It is, as you were describing it, being consistent, making good stuff and putting it out there for people to find, which is what I'm doing. Then when I do that, I'm like, okay, how well was it found? What can I change to help people find it better? If I just throw it out and be like, I'll just come back to the next day or whatever, if I'm not thinking about, oh, how can I edit things better? How are people, when do people comment on stuff more? When do people do something in a certain thing? Then I'd just be doing the same sort of thing without any of that feedback. Like I need to learn how to make better stuff by seeing how people were responding to it. And the disheartening thing about Twitter is that I feel like what I've made on other platforms, people are engaging with it. There is something fundamentally broken with like how, like, Instagram is showing it to more people. So I am trying to figure out of like, is Twitter worth posting to, or is it worth just being like, that's not worth my time?
But the thing is, and the reason that I think you're taking it personally,
I'm not taking it personally.
The reason I think you are is because you react so much, so deeply to this. Like, you don't just say, I'll just stop posting on Twitter and not worry about it. You say, I'm going to delete Twitter. And then you get super sad about it all day. And I hate seeing you like that.
Oh, if it's a case where it's been shadow banned and like it's not going to do anything anyway, then I'm like, well, okay, I might not delete it. I might just stop using it.
Exactly. You're never casual about it though. It's never like,
that's because this morning it was like, Doig, do you not know all these things? Like, yes, of course I fucking know all of that.
I'm not only talking about today though.
Okay.
I'm talking about in general, when things don't perform well, you seem to take it very hard. Repeatedly, like consistently, you seem to take it very hard, and your reactions to it often seem to be, maybe I should just delete Instagram. Maybe I should just delete our Twitter account. You've said it in the past when things weren't doing well. And it's because the reactions are larger than the problem that I feel like you might be taking it too hard.
The reason it affects me so personally, as you're putting it, is because I feel like my worth is helping us keep making stuff going forward. And I feel like if
you tie your worth directly to how well those things do.
No.
Because you see this as being a tool to help push us forward.
Yeah.
And that's what you're tying your worth to.
In part, yeah. Like the reason I make a cool stream overlay is that I hope people enjoy it, and I hope it like helps, like literally everything I do is for this same goal, which is that we can keep making stuff for ourselves.
I also think that the stuff you're making consistently, like the overlay, is stuff for you. Like, you enjoy doing it. You have such a good time. You have such fun making the overlay. I see it in you. And if I tell you not to make the overlay, sometimes you end up just making it anyway. Like, when I say you've got other stuff you should be doing, you end up doing it anyway because you love doing it so much. So don't pretend that it's just for, we're just doing this to help keep going.
Also, I think you were seeing me in the last few days and tying my low mood to this Twitter thing, which is not the case. I'm in a low mood the last few days is because I can't make anything other than the shorts.
I have been with you, making things with you on YouTube and various other video platforms for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And I've seen this pattern over and over and over. So I can't
What's the pattern?
The pattern is that we make something, it doesn't do as well as you hope it will.
Okay.
You become more and more invested in trying to push that to people and get people to realize we made it, or get people to care about it, and then you get more and more despondent when it doesn't set fire or take off. And it, you know, it affects your mood, and I hate seeing you sad about stuff when we have so much more in the tank we can give. Sometimes things just don't, and it's fine.
I've openly I've openly said that it bugs me that people don't know we've done the things that we've done.
Well, you've also just openly said that you tie your self-worth to how well this stuff is doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. Like, dude, you're just worth so much more than how well this stuff does. And I know you can't help what you tie your self-worth to, as someone who has a self-worth problem also, in terms of me tying it to my productivity. Like, I get it. I wish I could break you out of that, because
if you don't tie your self-worth to the things that you're making, like, I'm investing myself into those things. If I'm like, I don't care how well they do, I don't think I would. Do you think I would make better or worse stuff?
I think you'd have more fun.
I think I'd be more flippant. I think I wouldn't do them anymore.
Okay.
I think I'd go rather play fucking Elden Ring or something.
Would you be happier?
If I was just playing Elden Ring?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Let me ask you the same question. Do you think if I didn't have my self-worth tied to how much stuff I was making, that I would make worse stuff?
Probably. Because I think putting yourself into what you're making is, like, that's why a lot of artists, they hurt and they put that into their work. And I think that's the kind of reality of it. Like, I think if you didn't put that much of yourself into what you were doing, they wouldn't be as honest as they are. I don't know.
Do you think that sometimes I need to take a step back from that?
I think when you're doing it for your client stuff, maybe.
I think it's the same then. I think that sometimes when it's for stuff like Twitter, stuff that I honestly don't think really matters in the long run, you can take a little bit of a chill on that. Like, it's not a huge deal if it doesn't hit off on Twitter, and you don't have to delete Twitter or stop posting on Twitter or anything. I think you can just step away from it and not engage as much in it.
Yeah.
And have a better time with it.
Probably.
And still invest yourself just as much in the Instagram and such, where you feel like you're getting rewarded for it.
It's not about the rewards. It's not about the engagement or those types of words. I think there's two parts to this. There is the good side and the bad side.
Mm-hmm.
The good side is people discover us and they're intrigued and they enjoy and they quote us and they say that, like, the little songs that we do, they use it for one another to cheer themselves up when they're feeling low. That's the good side of it. And that's what I check for. The bad side of it is that because I check for that stuff, it builds habitually in my brain that itch, which is, I wonder if there are any more comments. But what the cool side of it is that, like, we're making stuff that makes people feel better about whatever it is they've got going on. So there's that side of it. But then there's also the side of it that is that, like, I'm really aware that we can't keep relying on a close-knit group of friends to help us keep paying for stuff, and that at a certain point we need to cast a wider net.
We're doing it gradually, man. It's happening.
It is, like, as I said, we have an engine, it's going. I want to attach more of our car to it. That's part of why I push for this discussion today. That's like, the engine is, I pull out cool moments, cool threads of things that we've done, and I put them in a short, and I go, hey, this is kind of fun. And the reason that Twitter is such a question mark in my head is that I think it's fun, but it always seems to go like, and I'm looking around, and I know comparison is the thief of joy, and I'm seeing people make comparable stuff, and it go, woo, and I'm like, okay, why is that happening?
Have you seen people make comparable stuff and it not go anywhere? Because we've had this discussion before, and I've shown you many people who are much better than we are.
Yeah.
Who have gone nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
it's unfair, it's unjust, whatever.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying that is nothing to do with you.
This is the thing. I agree with you.
So then why does it bother you when you see it, when you know that there's nothing you can do to change it?
Well, there was one thing, I tried it out, and now it's like...
So you're looking for that solution that will help you change it?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm telling you that is not something you can control.
Okay.
Like, you need to let go of the feeling that you should be able to control that and just focus on the positive things that you were talking about. The fact that you've got, you're brightening people's day with this stuff, that you're making awesome things, that you are the net is slowly being cast wider and wider, and that's amazing. The stuff you've been doing so far this year has made that happen. Like, everyone here thinks what you've been doing is amazing. I'm like, literally the only thing is I worry sometimes that when they don't do well, you take it too hard. That's all. I just don't think you deserve to take it that hard. I
don't, like, say a clip doesn't do as well as the previous day. Do you know how much that affects me?
Yeah. I've seen it.
It doesn't.
You're sad about it.
I'm not.
Okay, I've seen instances where you've been sad that a clip hasn't performed as well as another clip.
I think there's two things. Like, if a clip doesn't do as well on the same platform amongst the others, doesn't do anything. If the same clip does like cool on one, cool on another, and then down here on another, that's when there's a question mark. Okay? And that's really it. Like, I don't see something not getting views and be like, man, I edited that badly.
I get you. It's just what you're saying to me now and the way that you act in real life don't align.
I think there's another thing happening. I think what you mentioned about like the things happening with Thor. Now, I would put my cards on the table. What happened to Thor is one of the reasons why I chose this method of doing it. Of course it is.
What's this method? Doing shorts?
Doing shorts. Mm-hmm. Of course it is. And of course, in the back of my head, there is the thought of like, maybe the next one is the one that will launch. Okay? And I've been doing it for a few months. And yes, the fatigue of doing it for a few months is setting in. And that, I think that's what you were experiencing now is like, I think I'm losing a little bit of steam on these, is that the first initial hopeful thing of like, I'm going to make shorts every day. It's wearing thin because we've done this. And yeah, I hope that we would do this.
Well, that's the thing, is that your motivation is directly tied to how well things are doing. And that's a warning sign for me. The fact that you're super happy every day and motivated and excited when the line is going up.
Well,
but then when the line plateaus, you get listless, unmotivated and restless. And then when the line goes down, you get upset, depressed and grouchy. It's like a red flag for me, like in terms of your mental health. Because it's great. It's still doing great. We're still growing. You're still doing amazing stuff. You're still doing great shorts. And the fact that your motivation is tanked because it's no longer soaring upwards. Now it's just a very steady, slow increase.
I think also add to the fact that I don't have access to all of the good material that Martina gathered. I don't have access to new clips because we can't make any new moments. So all I have to do every day is try and dig into stuff that that is just kind of okay, and that is why I'm losing steam.
We have so many amazing clips. We've got like 2-3 years worth of them.
I have to go and dig for them.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing now.
I'm pretty sure that I could go onto the clips tab right now, look for most popular of all time.
Yeah, it's only temporary, yeah.
Like, there's material there for you, Doig. I don't think the reason you're plateauing is because you've run out of clips. You've literally just said to me that your mood is directly tied to how well things are doing in terms of engagement and response on social media platforms. And I don't want it to have that much sway over you.
Okay.
I don't think it deserves to.
No, I don't think so either. We have to feed this boy and we probably have to leave.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to end the discussion halfway through. You know? Like, it felt like an unsatisfying place to end it.
That's where I'm at with the clips, as far as you seem to think.
Yeah. I just think that you deserve just so much appreciation for what you do. And
me too. I'm trying to find it.
Well, you know that I appreciate what you do, right?
I know.
I just worry sometimes.
I think what we make is cool. I think what we've made is cool. I think what we do is cool. I think people finding us is cool. I think we're worth finding. All of that is like my sense of how cool I think I am is undiminished. I don't think, oh, I'm not cool. I think, why isn't the world finding how cool I am? Like, I think you were like, oh, he's sad and depressed and he thinks he's awful and not worth anything.
I don't think that.
Okay, good, because I don't. I will openly say, we've made fucking cool stuff. I wish more people knew that we were attached to it.
Yeah.
How do I make that happen? And you're like, doesn't matter, Doig. Let's just make the next cool thing. But we'll keep making the next cool thing and no one will know we fucking made it.
Fine, I don't care.
I care so much. I care so much. We've worked for like 7 years and we have people coming up to it. We have Skull Pirate Mike, who's known us for 7 years, go, I didn't know you worked on that.
Pretty funny.
I fucking... And he's a massive Sonic fan.
Yeah.
We've met him in person. He knows, he does now, but like...
Surprise!
He does now because I made a short about it.
Yeah. Good job.
He does now because I fucking tell people.
I mean, I'm a bad person to talk about because
You make me feel bad for telling people about what you've done.
I don't mean to make you feel bad. It's just it makes me uncomfortable to focus so intensely on the things that we've done before when I just want to make cool stuff now. And it really doesn't matter to me. Like... Yes, I would love for my stuff. I love it when things take off. Sonic Brooklyn Nine-Nine getting a million views is fucking awesome. That's incredible. It doesn't change how I feel about it. It doesn't change how I feel about making stuff. I will continue to make things I deliberately think will probably be unpopular, as dictated by the fact that I'm currently in my free time working on an animatic that I think will have a very niche audience, because I just want to make stuff I care about. I want to make stuff I care about with someone I care about, and I don't want it to destroy you.
I don't think it's going to destroy me.
But what I was going to say was that I have a problem too, which is that maybe I'm a bad person to talk to you about this, because I give so little of a shit about audience that I should give more of a shit about stuff like that. I should care more. Like, I'm not in the right for not caring. It's definitely, I think, it does me good mentally.
Yeah, David Liu made a fake trailer for the Starlight Brigade video, and India told him to take out her name that said directed by India Swift. This is what I'm dealing with which is that someone who will actively try and remove their name from something that they are
It just
directing.
felt bad that no one else in the team was credited. It was just me.
No one else was a director.
Yeah, but
let them become a director,
Yeah.
then they can get their name on something.
Well, it just
other
felt,
people aspire for that, and you should also put your name out there so other people can aspire to become
It
that.
just felt like if I deserved to have my name in there, the whole team deserved to have their name in there. But I appreciated it, and I took your guys' advice. Like, everyone shouted at me for it, so I said, fine, David, fine. And he left it in there, so, you know, there you go. You know? I need help too.
He left it in there, but it says directed by in Japanese.
Mm-hmm. But still, I'm the only person who got my name on that little trailer. Because you guys convinced me to. So
No.
you see?
Now India has her name on something her work isn't even in.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, how the turntables. JJ sent me a message this morning being like, I didn't know you worked on Knuckles. It's like, I'm going to have to explain. Yeah. Aw. Yeah, we should read out Nico Spud's. Nico Spud sent 100 bits. Thank you so much, Nico Spud. Do you want to read it, Mike?
What's that? You read it.
I read it, okay. Nico Spud says, we appreciate all you do, Mr. Doig. Thank you for this amazing content you create, and above all else, thank you for the place to be who we are in a free space. We stay here for who you are. We stay here because this feels like a home. I am but a babby here in terms of time spent, but not having your streams for a week fucking sucked. I do think, Indy, you need to be more okay to have your name out there more and more, but I understand why you feel that way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Answer says, but like, man, I don't know, the invasive thoughts of numbers and stuff that hit and swirl around and eat at me and so many other artists for years sucks. And unlearning that, getting to where and how India thinks about it sounds great. Like a bit less chained to earth about things. Yeah, like you might want to be more like me, but you don't want to be like me.
The only
Trust
thing
me.
I just tell you, the only thing that I look at each day is comments. That is the thing that I'm most interested in, is what people are saying.
You say that, but I've seen your graph.
And the follower counts per thing. Because I want to see, in comparison to one another, how things are measuring up. But the actual numbers, I don't get a high from the number go up.
But you do get a low.
I don't. I really don't.
I've seen it. It's just the things you say and the way that you act in real life don't line up. You tell me that you don't care, that it doesn't affect you, that it doesn't make you like upset ever, but I literally see you in real time go from being really happy to looking at your Instagram, seeing that something only has X many views, and then getting sad.
Do you know what makes me unhappy?
What?
You know what makes me unhappy?
What?
It is when the thing that truly makes me unhappy is when someone gets acclaim for something that I think I've already done and have not been recognized for. That is the only thing. Number
also
go
makes
down.
you very upset.
That is the, like, if I check something and someone's like, this streamer's done blah blah blah, and I'm like, I did that 2 years ago, I should have been shouted about it more somehow. That is it. That is the tie. It's not numbers go down. It's not post do not do well. It is that.
Well.
And that is when I'm like, what could I do better? That is the source of my frustration and of my sadness.
I completely understand that. I am, however it may appear, I'm not here to fight with you.
This streamer is doing something totally unique 3 years later from when we were doing that thing. That is what upsets me. Now, that is like that's my honest thing. I am trying to work through that because in the same breath as that, I am really happy that other creators are making really cool shit, and I need to get over myself. But I will put that on the table and be honest about it. That is what upsets me. And I feel like that is a natural reaction.
Doig, it is. Like, yeah, I completely get you. I still don't 100% believe you that the numbers don't affect you because I feel like I see it in real time. Yes, I've seen you get upset about that stuff. I've seen you get upset about a lot of stuff. And the numbers are one of them. If you want, I will really try and just wipe my brain and assume that you don't care about the numbers from now on. and go at you with that approach instead.
Okay.
You know, if that's something you believe to be true, I will just see it that way from now on. I just care about you.
Thank you.
That's all. Like,
I care about you too.
Aw. I just think you deserve a lot of stuff. And I hate seeing you frustrated and dissatisfied with things.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like the Sonic Worm thing.
Yeah, what?
Like, we've had people come across onto our stream and be like, hey, it's Onsta's Sonic Worm. And I know that's something where it's like, okay, we're doing our best efforts to try and explain to people, like, and now we tell the kind of story of like it was on the Gartic phone thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think a big part of that reason of that is because the Shindigs post that Onsta got, where she's featured heavily of like throwing the worm around and it's there and it's present. It binds in people's heads. It's really clear and it's really visual. Like, I don't think that we put Sonic Worm in our stream as forefront until like we've literally replaced you. But then it wasn't like Swifty plus Sonic Worm. It was like Swifty is Sonic Worm. We had certain people come in and go, why is Swift a bird? Like there's so many moving parts to that.
I get it, but I think in situations like that, you need to step back and be like, do we want Sonic Worm?
No.
Constantly on... Yeah, exactly. So, like, what's the issue, right? And yeah, honestly, I know you try to connect people through when it happens. I know, totally. Like, Sonic Worm is a shared experience.
Sonic Worm can die in a fire.
I love Sonic Worm.
I don't.
But we don't need Sonic Worm to be a big part of the stream. So, that's fine. Like... You know, it's just like, what do we want our thing to be? Did
you have feelings about that where people were like, Onsta's Worm?
A little bit, yeah. But
right. So that feeling that you had when people were being like, Onsta's Worm is the same feeling I get when someone is like, hey, look at this cool thing.
The thing is, Doig, you don't need to explain to me how that feels.
Okay.
Because I already think you're in the right and I already completely get you. Like... 100%. Like, I get that it's going to be really frustrating when you see someone really celebrated for doing something that you've been doing for like 3 years already. I get it. Like, and I think getting frustrated about that is something you can't help, you know? It's gonna happen, you know? It's not that I have a problem with. It's the general numbers game. It's the focus on the performance and the algorithm and the reception of things. That's the thing that I'm talking to you about, that I feel like I worry about your relationship with it sometimes. I don't worry about your relationship to getting upset when you see other people do stuff that you've already done, because I completely understand that. Like, it would suck if I were to do an animation and then someone were to upload it to their channel and get a bunch of views on it, and then people would start coming over to our channel and saying, hey, you stole this animation.
Yeah.
You know, such as what happened with the Nights in the Woods animation. Yep. That feels bad. I get it. Like...
Or when your name was completely removed and replaced with Ross O'Donovan.
Yeah, like, it doesn't feel great, you know? And as someone who doesn't care about people knowing about their work, I sure do care about when people think my work isn't mine.
Yeah.
So... You know, maybe I'm not a complete lost cause, but
no,
I get it. I do, but that's not what I have a problem with.
Like, I know that people like and enjoy the things that we've made. I know that we're building a community around us, and I'm super thankful for all of that. Like, amazingly thankful for all of that. What I want is that for the last 6 years, all of the time and sacrifices that I've made to mean something more than it currently does. I really do. Like, I spent like 12 to 16 hours a day working on stuff. What you say is like, we should just make the next thing even cooler. And it's like, cool. That's facing a reality where it's like, we have to put even more, like, as much as you don't want to capitalize or like fixate on the things that we've done previously, having a video have 20 million views out there and like a barest fraction of people actually know that like you cleaned up 40% of that film. It's not a small thing.
Doig,
it's not a tiny thing.
Doig, we do have to go. And I am not getting into the Starlight Brigade discussion with you again.
Okay.
I'm so fucking tired of this discussion. Y'all know how I feel about it. You know how I feel about it.
I don't think people realize.
I don't listen. I'm not having this discussion with you now.
Okay.
Like, leave Starlight Brigade 5 years ago where it belongs, okay? Also, because it says, where did Ross replace Swift? It was the Night in the Woods video. The person who re-uploaded it from us
It replaced me.
Credited Ross and me as the people who created it for some reason. We don't know why. They just said, by Ross and Old Swifty. And, yo, Dan Jones, thank you so much for the raid. We're actually just
We just have to go.
We're sending you onwards because the PC man is coming. And there's also cat sawdust on the floor that I want to hoover up before he gets here. So sorry for the timing, but also, hey Dan, you're awesome. I hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for the raid. We've just spent like 2.5 hours screaming about the algorithm with the chat. So there's that. But yeah, I hope you had a great stream. Yeah. Who should we raid? Sorry, Doug, you can round up. You have 2 minutes, Doug, to round up what you want to say.
I have no issue with telling people what we've done in the past. The reason I do it is because I want them to be excited about the things we do in the future. And if people can't, or if something we've done approached, like if someone's like said that Onsta's like really good at branding, I don't think we're necessarily strong at branding. I think every time that I try and do branding, Swifty goes, it doesn't matter, or that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Give an example.
I wanted to tweet immediately that we worked on Starlight Brigade, and you said, no, let the band have their time in the first like few days after Starlight Brigade. Mm-hmm. And I think the moment to strike was instantly.
Fair.
Or I think we should have set up a Kickstarter or a Patreon for nights or stuff like that, where it's like, no, let's not do that. But
well,
now
I'm
like,
glad we didn't do that.
It's stuff like that. Like
Sonic Worm face for tattoos, great branding. Yeah. I think we've got great branding actually, but I think
Doig and Swift has great branding, and I think that it's detached from
the stuff we do outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe so.
We make one video, but I think we could do more. That's the feeling of, I think we could do more.
I think maybe we could too. But yeah, like I'm just setting up the raid. I get you. This stuff is hard. It's hard and it's tricky and it's complicated, okay?
I agree.
All right. We would love to stay and rant for another hour.
Maybe we'll be back. Maybe my computer will be fixed. Who knows?
My gosh, if it's fixed, maybe we'll even do a celebratory stream later. Who knows? But yeah, if not, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we'll let you guys know how the computer fix goes. Hopefully, it will all go super well. But sorry we had to kind of cut this rant short. But we really do appreciate all the input.
And I'm sorry I've come across as an entirely more grumpy person than you thought I was.
You haven't. You've been having a hard time the last couple of days because of this PC stuff that's going on. You've been completely unable to work on the stuff which normally makes you
happy.
Yeah, blatantly. So don't worry. And plus, I think a lot of people in chat kind of get where you're coming from and have felt the same and have similar struggles. So I don't think you need to worry about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy that you could air it out a little bit.
I just want to end with, like, I'm not ungrateful for what we have. I appreciate everything that we currently have.
Good.
I just think we're worth more, man.
All right.
I genuinely do.
Okay. All right.
I think people are reaping the benefits from what we've done far and away of what we've done, and it pisses me off, and I want more of that pie.
Let's return back to how you're thankful about what we have now in the last few seconds of the stream. Rather than just diving into anger dirge again. Alright guys, until the next time.
May the rest
of your day
be filled
with adventure.
And capitalism.
No! No capitalism. It's making cool things. I think the raid may have gone.
I think so. I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
I can't tell from over here.
When you're on the stream manager, it's hard to tell.
It doesn't shift for me.
It doesn't shift on the stream manager. But I'm assuming that people have gone because they've stopped posting in chat. So, see you, VOD Squad.
See you, VOD Squad.
Have a good day.
Enjoy the thumbnail.
Whatever it may be. Bye.
Bye-bye.